Welcome to Health Outreach-Liberia. My name is Judy Gray. Today, I will be presenting on erectile dysfunction or impotence, or sometimes we call it impotency. Firstly, what is erectile dysfunction, or what does it mean by erectile dysfunction? Now, erectile dysfunction, in simple terms, it means the inability to get or keep a firm erection before or doing sexual intercourse. Now, so what are the causes of erectile dysfunction? So before talking about the causes of erectile dysfunction, we are going to look at the two types of erectile dysfunction. There are two types of erectile dysfunction. One, we have the occasional erectile dysfunction. This is very common in every man. For example, you might be stressed up and then you have changed your healthy lifestyle. This can lead to occasional erectile dysfunction. Another one is the persistent erectile dysfunction. So today we will be looking at the persistent erectile dysfunction. So what are the causes of erectile dysfunction? There are two causes of erectile dysfunction. We have the physical causes and we have the emotional causes. Now, so some of the physical causes that lead to erectile dysfunction. One, we have heart disease. Heart disease leads to erectile dysfunction. We have obesity, getting fat. Obesity leads to erectile dysfunction. Another thing is we take in alcohol. Taking too much alcohol can lead to erectile dysfunction. Drugs, smoking can lead to erectile dysfunction. Another thing that can lead to erectile dysfunction is low testosterone level. It leads to erectile dysfunction. Another thing that leads to erectile dysfunction again is lack of exercise. Most men don't exercise, so lack of exercise can lead to erectile dysfunction. Now, so after looking at the causes of the physical causes, let's look at some of the emotional causes. Some of the emotional causes of erectile dysfunction, we have stress. Stress leads to erectile dysfunction. We have anxiety, anxiousness. It leads to erectile dysfunction. We have depression. Depression leads to erectile dysfunction. We have some relationship issue. It leads to erectile dysfunction. Now, so after looking at the two causes of erectile dysfunction and after looking at the two types of erectile dysfunction, so what effect does erectile dysfunction has on men? One of the effects of erectile dysfunction on men is the reduction of your firmness of the penis. So you have erection is low erection. Your men who don't come on whenever there's time for sexual activities. So that leads to lowness of sexual arousal. Number two of the effects of erectile dysfunction, it affects your self-confidence, because you will say in yourself, oh, I'm weak, I can't make it, I'm this, I'm that. So it leads to affect your self-confidence. Another thing that erectile dysfunction, another thing that it affects, one of the effects again of erectile dysfunction is relationship. Because once a man cannot satisfy his wife in the bed or his spouse, it creates a problem. Satisfying your wife in bed, it doesn't go by the size of a reproductive organ. It goes by the amount of time, the energy you can use to satisfy your partner. So erectile dysfunction, these are the effects of erectile dysfunction. Now, so after looking at effects, what are some of the way it can be diagnosed? Now, erectile dysfunction can be diagnosed medically. Now, you get to your doctor. Anybody that is suffering from erectile dysfunction, reach to the hospital. Your doctor will do your pelvic test to know the amount of blood that flows through your pelvis, to know whether there's a problem in your pelvis. Another test your doctor will conduct is your testosterone level. You will conduct a test on your testes to know whether they are good, whether they are doing well to hold you as a man. Another test your doctors want to carry on is your blood pressure, to know your heart level, to know whether you're suffering from obesity, or to know whether you're suffering from hyperthermia or hypertension. So because all of this also leads to erectile dysfunction. Now, so how can erectile dysfunction be prevented? Number one, erectile dysfunction can be prevented by you managing stress. Don't stress yourself up too much. Number two, whenever you are stressed, take a rest. Rest. Learn to rest. Rest well. Look for time in your daily activity. Look for time to sleep. Don't only depend on net sleep. Sleep in the day, it helps you also. Another prevention of erectile dysfunction is regular exercise. The more you exercise as a man, your pelvis open. Now, before erection takes place, the blood has to pass through the pelvis. The blood has to reach to the penis. So when there's no free flow of blood that passes through the pelvis to come to the penis, there will be no erection for you. You will not erect. You will not arouse sexually. Now, another way to prevent erectile dysfunction from happening to you is stop smoking, stop eating sugar, stop drinking alcohol. All of these contribute to erectile dysfunction. So if you stop these things, erectile dysfunction will not come around you. Another thing to stop erectile dysfunction, and this is very common among the youth. Please, youth, men, boys, stop taking in sex pills. Sex pills is not good for you. It's not good for your health. Those medicines that you can use for the sex pills that you can use to make you arouse very actively in bed at your young age. These medicines are used to treat people with erectile dysfunction. Don't use those medicines. Now, if you use those medicines, know that you are eating your future relationship. Because when you get into your marriage room, it's when you're going to feed it. So these are ways to stop erectile dysfunction. Another way to prevent erectile dysfunction is to know your diet. Know what to eat. Don't eat frozen food. Frozen food, don't eat too much oil. Don't eat too much salt. All of these lead to heart failure and obesity. Learn to drink water. Drink warm water. These things will help you. Eat fruits. Eat vegetables. Eat your cassava. Eat your plantain. Eat your edo. Eat your local fruits. And drink your local water, not from the dirty area, but at least good water from the pump, from clean well, from clean pump. Drink your water. So these are ways to prevent erectile dysfunction. So how erectile dysfunction can be treated? Erectile dysfunction can be treated using the ananafil. So now you will go to the hospital, your doctor will prescribe the ananafil, or they set the nanfil to you, or you will use other erectile dysfunction treatments. You will use other methods. They have the implant, they have the penis implant, they have the testosterone penis implant. So please stop taking sex pills at a young age. It's not good for you. Stop smoking, stop drinking, stop living unhealthy life, follow your health life, exercise regularly, eat fruits and vegetables, don't drink, don't eat, don't eat sugar, don't smoke, because all of this leads to erectile dysfunction. So to get rid of erectile dysfunction, exercise regularly, eat your fruits, eat your vegetables. You will live a longer life. So thank you very much. This message is from Health Outreach. Erectile dysfunction is a global problem. Erectile dysfunction is causing a problem. Youth, stop taking sex pills. Stop eating sugar. Exercise. Know your diet. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This message is from Health Outreach-Liberia. Thank you.